I guess you're not needed here. It's not your place at the headquarters. Select between being sent to the country or losing your job. The department head, a National University alumnus, made this abrupt announcement. People like you who are incompetent are not needed. As he yelled at me, he had no idea that I was the only one who could play a particular role. Then I'll take the firing. I didn't want to respond that way, but getting yelled at unfairly made me do so unintentionally. I reluctantly packed up my things and departed from the company. The department head examined the materials for our client the following day. He looked so pale that he ended up calling me. I'm Caleb, a 30-year-old father of kindergarten-aged daughter and spouse. I work for a planning firm in the corporate sales division. I've been employed by this company since I graduated from a trade school. Oh, Caleb, how are you? Ah, good. Caleb, you're quite reserved, aren't you? Yeah, I might be a bit hard to approach. I kept working at the headquarters, but I've never been good at interacting with others and always get anxious when I do. I became less communicative and naturally avoided conversations as a result. I felt as though I was working in a department all by myself as a result of not interacting with other staff members very much. Well, Caleb is very conscientious and produces flawless work. He is someone we can easily rely on. Because I took my work seriously, others around me thought highly of my conscientiousness. After all, I was only preoccupied with my work. Without indulging in useless chat, I devoted myself to my task from dawn till evening. I've arrived home. Caleb, how was your day? Hi, Daddy. My darling wife Madison and my darling daughter Erivo would greet me at home. Adorable handcrafted items adorn our home, including a little lamp with a slightly mysterious feel, stitched animal paintings on the wall, keychains shaped like particular anime characters hanging on a corkboard, and a cuddly cat waiting to meet us at the door. Vibrant watercolors exquisitely embellished the handcrafted items. I'll start preparing dinner now. Ah, I see. I'm grateful. I'll assist as well, Mom. Then shall we set the placemats together? Yes. My daughter would adore the adorable motifs embroidered on the tablecloths that were set out for dinner. Yes, my daughter was ecstatic to see this for the first time. I want to take this to kindergarten. That could be a little difficult. You could lose it if you take it outside. Let's leave it where it belongs. Okay, got it. That my daughter agreed and understood made me happy. We also have toys that are meant to teach her the letters and numbers. This includes wooden blocks with letters engraved onto them and felt toys shaped like letters. My kindergarten-aged daughter has been enjoying learning her letters thanks to these toys. But it's not like we're forcing her into an early learning program or anything. That's the kind of approach we're adopting. We're just thrilled if she can learn while playing. Similar to this, my wife doesn't appear to push our daughter too much while teaching her while they play together. In a cozy and caring environment, our daughter is developing nicely. Daddy, I want this doll. Let me see. Oh, this one is fine. Don't spoil Ava too much. I am aware. It serves as a prize for receiving appreciation in kindergarten. Well, if that's the case, then it's okay. Even though I don't talk much at work, I can have lively discussions at home. I've been employed by the organization for a respectable amount of time, but I don't have a specific role. Having said that, I have little interest in moving up the corporate ladder. As long as I can carry out my current responsibilities, I'm happy. I think I'm a fantastic fit for my career. I can focus once I get going, which makes my time at the company rewarding and pleasurable. I was happy enough to wish to stay in my current position till I retired. Everything was suddenly disrupted by an occurrence that happened just when work and family life were both gratifying. I'll be taking over as the department head here as of today. I'm Kevin, and I'm excited to collaborate with each of you. Kevin was brought in as the new department head as part of the staff reshuffle. It's a reality that less educated people are incapable of performing meaningful job. However, individuals who graduate from prestigious universities, particularly those who hold a bachelor's degree, usually go on to achieve outstanding work. It was well known that Kevin valued academic credentials. It appears that he is a Harvard graduate himself. Some staff at the headquarters merely held the high school diploma or a vocational school certificate. Nonetheless, the majority of the staff members in our department have university degrees. I was apparently one of the few people with a vocational diploma, and it looked like Kevin was targeting me. "Hi, Caleb. This is the boss. Be careful to give him a decent greeting." Yes, I did, though your voice was too soft. Kevin began to make fun of me for everything. This graduate of vocational school should really try consulting with me. The way he works alone and in silence is eerie. He didn't seem to like the fact that I mostly worked alone and without asking for directions. "Don't worry about it too much, Caleb." A coworker told me. Yes, Kevin prefers subordinates who consult him, which made sense. He might give me a severe look and sneer, but "I've completed this work, Kevin. What action should I take next?" Next you should. Juniors would come to him for advice on everything, and he would smile and offer them kind directions. He was quite simple to grasp, in a way. There are things that only Caleb can do, after all. Thank you. I'd better get back to work now to avoid getting scowled at as well. After saying hello to the coworker who shared this with me, I concentrated on my own task. Yes, I was the only one assigned certain chores here. All I had to do was focus on those. I assumed Kevin would grow weary of meddling in my affairs eventually. But as time went on, I would see that this was a foolish assumption. The planner lineup for the upcoming fiscal year was being discussed one day by the corporate sales department. Employee planners are our primary product line. Using samples, we made sales pitches to major organizations, asking, "How about this design for your company's planners next year?" We had to devise different plans for each client because their requirements differ. For example, some clients require waterproofing, while others choose smaller sizes or only dust-free solutions. The meetings consequently had a tendency to drag on. I was going along with my usual work with diligence, while everyone else was engrossed in this. My jobs were specific, therefore I wasn't obligated to attend meetings, so it's not like I was skipping them. I therefore continued to concentrate on my work throughout those sessions. "Hey, what are you doing, Caleb?" "What? Why don't you attend the meeting instead of participating?" That was meant to be common knowledge. But for some reason, Kevin came to me with a complaint. "While everyone in the department is struggling in the meeting, what are you doing?" I couldn't understand Kevin's irrational objection. I hesitantly said, "I'm just doing my job," in response to Kevin's menacing tone. I've been instructed by previous department heads to prioritize my tasks over meetings. Kevin scowled when I told this to him. Kevin gave this a scornful sneer after hearing it. "I see, so you're incompetent, and that's why the previous department heads told you it's okay not to come to the meetings." I was too slow to realize what he was saying and missed the opportunity to correct him, but it sounded like a misunderstanding. This explains why graduates of vocational schools are unable to perform quality work. Sincerely, you are not required. At the head office, you are not required. Select between being demoted to the countryside or being fired. What was said shocked me. Was I going to be fired or sent to the country for simply carrying out my duties? People like you, who are incompetent, are not needed. I started to respond, but more yelling interrupted, rendering me unintelligible once more. "Go on, make a decision. Demoted or fired?" My innate shyness kept me from coming up with the perfect phrase. Fired or demoted? Then, fired? What? Kevin gave a smirk. "I'll take being fired." Being screened caused me to react instinctively. "So, you're cool with getting fired? Then, someone as incompetent as you need to quit the organization right away. Then, I'll resign." Even though it was a natural reaction, I was unable to carry on working as before after receiving such a severe reprimand. I made the decision to quit there and there. It was decided, and I was let go. I packed everything and departed from the company. Haha, finally got rid of that useless dead weight. I sagged my shoulders as I walked out, hearing Kevin's voice again. Now what should I do? I was thinking about the future and how I was going to explain this to my family. Ultimately, having failed to think of a sensible strategy, I chose to be sincere and went inside the house. Daddy. Hey, glad to see you again. Are you not at home early today? Though taken aback, my family gave me a warm welcome and allowed me to return home early. I could feel the tears rising on their faces. What's wrong, Caleb? Are you sad, Daddy? Eva and Madison inquired. I got fired. My wife was taken aback when I uttered this in a quivering voice, but she instantly comforted me. Take a seat first. Tell me everything now. Then, despite wanting to cry, I tried not to cry as I described all that had happened with Kevin. You've had a difficult time, I see. You've put in a lot of effort thus far. Daddy, you did your best, right? Eva patted my head and Madison gave me a hug. I'm really sorry. It's okay, now that it's come to this, take some time to rest. But what about the living expenses? Never fear. I'll ask my manager to let me work more shifts because we have some savings. My spouse offered to work longer hours as a part-time employee in order to temporarily pay for our living expenses. In return, could you take care of dropping off and picking up Eva? Obviously. Is Daddy going to arrive? Indeed. I can now spend more time with my father, yay. When my daughter learned that she would be spending more time with me, she was overjoyed. I was thankful that my family was able to move forward so positively after I was fired. Thank you both. It is insignificant. That reminds me, huh? My spouse got up and returned with a flyer. What's this? A planetarium. Yes, Eva said she wanted to go with you. Is that accurate? Would you like to accompany me to the planetarium tomorrow, Eva? Yes, I want to go. Then, please take care of Eva tomorrow. Understood. Meanwhile, back in the division I had previously left. Where is Caleb at this time? Without him, we are unable to continue. Everyone who had left the meeting a few hours later was gawking around in shock. Apparently, they were perplexed as to why they couldn't locate me, given my importance to the department. Was it because he wasn't feeling good that he left early? However, everything he had on his desk has vanished. That is accurate. What took place? Everyone decided to ask Kevin where I was as they started to get worried and realized that my personal belongings were missing. I fired that incompetent ha-ha. When questioned about the circumstances, Kevin laughed as though he had done a great job. His coworkers looked shocked and pallid as a result. That is not appropriate. They begged Kevin to please revoke the termination immediately, but it was already too late. They couldn't get in touch with me because I had already left the company and we hadn't shared personal contact information. Yes, I did have a work phone, but it was on my desk. Why hold on to someone who is incapable of attending meetings at all? Isn't that equivalent to pay theft? You have no idea how much money is worth. Kevin was perplexed as Brandon, the section manager, presented him documentation pertaining to handling a significant client. The documents dealt with delivery terms for a significant customer. I was expected to perform the initial manual embroidery as stipulated in the employee handbooks for managerial positions. What? Caleb's name was asked for. Kevin inquired, perplexed. You're new to the transfer, so it's understandable that you didn't know, Brandon responded. Then, multiple additional documents with similar criteria from different clients were delivered to Kevin, who was beginning to feel confused. Kevin started to tremble visibly as he saw this. What is this? Kevin shouted. Since you were recently transferred, we were going to meet to brief you on the issue, but this didn't work out. Caleb is genuinely indispensable to this organization. I was one of the few people in the company with unusual leather stitching talents, and there weren't many like me anywhere in the U.S. You may appreciate the elegance of his first embroidery with just one glance. It's quite amazing, Brandon said. Naturally, I changed the fonts to accommodate requirements from our clients. In addition to using already existing fonts, I also made unique fonts for embroidery according to client requirements. My employment required such specific knowledge that I didn't get to know other staff very well. I hadn't been at the meeting either. Even if I did show up to meetings, though, the material would remain mostly the same. Furthermore, if I didn't work on embroidery during those periods, I honestly wouldn't be able to make delivery deadlines, Caleb said. Fortunately, many clients requested me by name, leading to a backlog of orders. Not at all. Brandon stated, call them now would be pointless. Caleb values his family time, so he generally doesn't take calls. Kevin paled as he realized he had made a mistake in firing me. Kevin must have tried to call me numerous times the following day, but my phone was off because I was spending the rare weekday off with my daughter at the planetarium. How come you won't respond? Caleb, please pick up. Kevin was allegedly really angry. I learned later from a coworker how hard it was to get Kevin to calm down. It was stunning. Hooray. Daddy, are you able to create those sparkles? My daughter yelled, not realizing what was going on. As we were leaving the planetarium, I noticed a lot of voicemails from the company, which startled me. My kid said, "What's wrong, Daddy?" "Nothing," I answered. I chose to play a single voicemail, and it came from Kevin. "Please come back. My apologies," was the statement. With statements like, "I didn't understand the scope of your work," he exuded a real sense of regret. "I saw the increased worth of your work after viewing the trading documents. I'm so sorry." He obviously understood and felt bad about what he had done to my work. Daddy has to call someone. Ava, could you spend some time reading a picture book? I inquired. She grinned and began reading a picture book on a neighboring bench. Okay, sure, she exclaimed. I returned the call to the business. I sincerely apologize, Caleb, Kevin said. Yes, please accept my apologies. But I'm taking paid leave since I agreed to spend a lot of time with my daughter this week. Next week, I'll be back, I answered. Are you returning? Many thanks for it. Relieved, Kevin said. Kevin, who had been nothing but bothersome up until now, apologized profusely, and I stopped the call. Come on, Ava, let's go out to eat today, I stated. Congrats. A hamburger is what I want. Ava gave a cheer. All right, let's go then. We went to a hamburger restaurant, and I held my daughter's hand. I'm home. When we got back, I made an announcement. Hello, Mom. Hello, Madison. Did you enjoy yourself? With excitement, Ava said. She answered, Yes, it was fun. That's good, my spouse responded. When my wife came home from her part-time work, I gave her a detailed explanation of the entire situation. Hey, you're laughing excessively. As my wife started laughing, I said, You need to have scolded the obnoxious man, asking him, Do you even realize how valuable the embroidery that only I can do? As if I were able to say that, I chuckled. My wife was still grinning broadly, and I found myself laughing too. You exhibit excessive modesty. You ought to boast more about your abilities, she remarked, giving me another hug. But maybe if I had communicated more with Kevin, this whole termination fiasco might not have happened, I thought. With an adorable inclination of her head, my daughter said, Daddy, are you going to do a lot of embroidery from now on? Indeed. Planners featuring Daddy's needlework are used by influential individuals across America, my wife stated with pride as she held our daughter. When I start elementary school, you'll embroider my planner too, right? Asking, Ava. Of course. Congrats. A cute one, please. Sure, it's a promise. With great pleasure, I pledged myself to my daughter, who was later given to me by my spouse. My wife seemed a little agitated as she hurried to make the call. Oh, I asked the manager to increase my shifts, but I need to cancel that now. However, everyone was enjoying themselves. Is it because of me? I pondered, feeling thankful to my family once more for never complaining even though they were forced into my predicaments. I want to thank you both. In the future, I must value this family even more. Daddy, I want a cute pattern on the shell of Slimy. Ava pointed to a toy snail I had stuffed for her. When I handed it to her, she was overjoyed, and it soon became her favorite. I made all the handmade crafts and toys in our household, including Slimy. Yes, Caleb, that's excellent. Your father is not quite as skilled as you are. My grandmother used to say, "You're a pleasure to teach." My grandmother taught me the technique at a young age. She was a skilled seamstress and leather worker. In addition, I attended a sewing vocational school where I studied methodically, which greatly enhanced my embroidery skills. I eventually got skilled in every facet of sewing. Out of all of these, my leather embroidery work caught my attention and ultimately became my career. After the president of my present company saw the pieces I had made while attending vocational school, she expressed a strong desire for me to become a member of her team and extended an offer of employment. For the record, my father is not at all clumsy. Whoa, that is incredible. My father used to say, "I'm good at making these kinds of crafts, but I can't do embroidery like your grandma can." Rather than stitching, my father's pastime was creating handicrafts out of materials like wood. I therefore learned how to make the lamps and constructing pieces from my father. Nevertheless, I like needlework better. I get into my own universe when I'm embroidering because it absorbs me completely. Finished. That's exactly like the cartoon version, as asked by my daughter. I customized Slimy, the snail plush, with embroidery to match a well-known cartoon character's outfit. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you so much. Let's play with Slimy, Daddy. Sure, let's do that. While my kid was having fun with Slimy, I pulled out another one of my handcrafted plush toys. My wife said, "Let me join too," and grabbed another plush animal. We had a great time together, which made the week worthwhile. Caleb has returned. Thank goodness. When I came back to work the following week, I was greeted with cheers from everyone, including Kevin. Thinking with a hint of embarrassment, this is a bit much, I looked away as Kevin walked up to me. I apologize for the error in my work. I made a mistake, he said emphatically. It's all right now. I really apologize. I'm grateful, he remarked. And so, just like before Kevin's transfer, I was back in a calm place where I could concentrate on my work. Actually, with everyone's help, my work went much more smoothly than it had previously. I'm sorry. Would you like to have a drink somewhere sometime? A meal is okay if you abstain from alcohol. Let me treat you, please. One day, we finished earlier than expected, and Kevin offered me to stay after work. Well, it could be difficult at first for the two of us alone. What if everyone in the department did this? I recommended. Since then, Kevin had calmed down a lot. Given that he was displaying care at this point, he must not be a horrible person in general. Kevin and I decided to grab drinks together as a department after I nodded to him. I'm really sorry about everything that happened. I've heard it many times now, so no need for any more apologies. I know I have a short temper and tend to yell at people too quickly, Kevin acknowledged. He appeared to be conscious of his own problems. I always want to be kinder, but I ended up acting quite hostilely toward you. I sincerely apologize for that. It's actually all right now. The more you apologize, the worse the drink will be. Kevin said with an uneasy laugh, "Yeah, you're right." Since we first met, I had received numerous apology calls, and to be honest, I was sick of hearing them. A coworker said, "About that, we wanted to apologize too," during our conversation. We believed you would eventually work things out on your own, Caleb, and we were too preoccupied with our own work to step in. We did not fully explain anything. We sincerely apologize. We also had some responsibility for this. With a laugh, I responded, "It's okay." As I saw my coworkers apologize, I felt sorry for them. Everyone grinned back, relieved, and the mood of the drinking party picked up speed. "I've observed your needlework. It's very lovely." Someone inquired, "How long have you been doing it?" Since my early years, I learned from my grandmother. Is that accurate? You know, born into it. Caleb, I used to think you were hard to get close to, but now that I'm talking to you, you seem regular. I'm not sure what you mean by normal, but I guess I've always been told I'm a bit different. I comprehend that in a vague way. It's crucial that we share our emotions like this over a drink, he stated. It seemed like a significant encounter. Upon arriving home, I informed my wife right away, and she was waiting for me. That's excellent. It's important to have those moments where you can express your opinions sometimes. Yeah, I understood that well. You do have an aura that makes it hard for people to approach you, you know. Do I? Indeed. You know how nervous you get when you speak to people. Perhaps that is conveyed to the other person, she remarked. Her remarks opened my eyes to something. Perhaps I developed that reputation because I avoided conversation. Actually, I was nervous when I first met you two, she said. Is that so? It was at our vocational school days that I met my wife. That being said, our interests were slightly different. I liked sewing, while she preferred design. Caleb. Huh. I noticed that you embroidered. I was immediately enamored with it and yearned to view more of your creations. We began dating when she approached me because she was attracted to my needlework. Even though she only works part-time now, she still helps me out with embroidery fonts and ideas for the next stuffed animal I should make. Have you ever thought about doing design work? Not really. My time with you and Ava is more valuable now. When Ava gains greater independence, perhaps my opinions will shift, I remarked. My spouse grinned. She has also helped me to polish my sense of style. I'm really happy. Why? I am aware of how amazing you and your stitching are. It brings me joy to know that your colleagues now recognize that as well, she remarked. It was me who gave my wife the hug this time. After we discussed it the next day, I declared, Daddy and I want to have a drinking party too. My wife answered, That might be a bit too soon for you, Ava. When my wife and I heard that I went out for drinks and that my daughter wanted to go too, we couldn't help but laugh. Okay then, let's have a little party with some juice when Dad gets home today. Happy days. Come home early, Daddy. Ava gave a cheer. Hey, I see now. I suppose I should head home quickly today. Caleb, good morning. Hello, good morning, I answered. Good morning, Caleb. Something positive occurs. You're grinning. I shared my opinions with my kid because they were clear and easy for my coworkers to read at work. What a sweetheart you are, Caleb. Don't you genuinely love and cherish your family? So, should today be our goal to have no overtime? I laughed and said, Well, we'd better get to work then, and everyone else joined in. As it turned out, I was able to leave work early without working extra. I've grown even more committed to my work because of the department's improvement over the previous one. Brandon, it's okay to appreciate what you do, but don't go overboard. Please remember to take breaks. I brought it up to him. The section chief, Brandon, brought me some coffee. He often complimented me on my needlework, claiming it was priceless. Brandon, I'm sorry about what happened to you as well. I'm over worrying about it now. I assumed as much. Here's a large order from a significant business, he stated. I'm grateful. I'll get to work on it immediately. Don't rush. Go at your own speed. That's what adds even more beauty to your stitching. Many thanks, I replied, full of motivation to put in a lot of effort for folks who valued my needlework so much. I resumed my embroidery work, thinking, okay, maybe I'll make another plush toy for my daughter once I take a break. I'm going now. Be careful. Daddy, goodbye. I said goodbye to my wife and daughter and headed off to work. Hello. Good morning. I sat down at my workstation after saying hello to my coworkers. All right, so I'm going through a bunch of leather again today, stitch by stitch, adding a name to each piece. These diaries were made with love and care, and I hope the people who use them will appreciate that. Someone can find joy in the job I've been doing since the early days. Getting to use my strengths at work makes me happy, and I cherish it. Caleb, this is the events calendar for the company. Oh, I'm grateful. Your needlework is consistently exquisite. We are able to complete ours because of your labor. You seem to be overstating things, I grinned. I've been navigating interactions with folks I used to avoid at the same time. I'd also plan to gradually get over this. Although I'm still unable to strike up a discussion, I have begun to converse briefly with Kevin and the other staff members. I like that no one rushes when they speak to me. That's helped me become progressively less tense. Daddy, I want to wear this dress to a party the next time. A dress, really? Let me handle it. I have a beautiful matching dress idea. The design my wife had in mind was really appreciated by my daughter. Hi, Daddy. Yes. I wish I could embroider like my dad. Will you instruct me? Obviously. I would be delighted to. My daughter may surpass me in needlework if she takes inspiration from my wife's fashion sense and my abilities. However, she is free to decide that. What's that paper? Inquired my spouse. This is the company event schedule. It features a summertime cool-off party that I haven't been to in a long time. But perhaps it's time to participate once more, I answered, giving it some thought. Then, after around 10 years, I was able to improve my needlework even more. I'm well known all around the world now. Regarding my daughter, she declared, I want to make plush toys like the ones Dad made for me, and she went on to become a well-known high school student who produces one-of-a-kind plush toys all over the world. My family and coworkers who began interacting with me were the reason I was able to continue in this manner. I approach my needlework job today bearing this in mind.